We're in Victoria at mile 0 of the Trans-Canada Highway.
With a very special Toyota RAV4. So let's get in, we'll tell you all about it.
Hold on, Zach, we're in a hybrid.
Oh my God, my sunglasses go flying. You let the front wheels rip.
First off, I've got to say, good acceleration from a stop sign.
Let's get into it. What's under the hood of this Toyota RAV4 Hybrid?
A 2.5 liter 4-cylinder with Toyota's hybrid Synergy drive. It has an eCVT and a combined 219 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and you can put regular fuel in this hybrid.
In a moment, we're going to tell you about this specific car and why it's special. But right now, we're going to get into what do you get with the RAV4, the key standard features.
The base trim comes with a 7-inch multi-information display, an 8-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 6-speaker audio system, heated front seats, fabric upholstery, 6-way manual driver's seat, 4-way manual passenger seat, and Toyota Safety Sense 2.5. In the US, heated front seats are not standard.
All right, Andrea, you have the modes here. We can put it in what?
Got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe, but also follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to see what's up behind the scenes and to get a question in. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button. So we're kind of stuck in traffic here, and it's a good time to tell you about this specific RAV4. So, a couple of milestones. Toyota just celebrated its 60th year in Canada selling vehicles, and they did a big parade of vehicles all the way from one end of Canada in Newfoundland to here on the West Coast, and that's where we picked up this special RAV4. Yeah. And this is special because in Canada, they have made 11 million vehicles at Toyota Motor Manufacturing Canada. Yep. And it's amazing that the facility there has been going for all those years. So this is the 11th millionth car to roll off the line.
And how exciting is that? This is the RAV4 Hybrid Woodland Edition. Now, TMMC in the recent 2024 J.D. Power initial quality score gave the plant a gold award for quality, which is great, but it's also #1 most awarded in the Americas and #2 globally. So yes, that's quite an achievement.
The #1 factory is in Japan, and the #2 factory outside of Japan worldwide is TMMC. Yeah. So if you're buying a RAV4, a Lexus RX, or a Lexus NX, you're buying a high quality vehicle.
Gas or hybrid, the plug-in hybrids are all made in Japan, and TMMC produces over 500,000 vehicles a year.
And they're sold all over the Americas. So even though it's made in Canada, and you buy it in Texas, good chance it came from Canada.
Yeah.
Now, it's been about a couple of years since we've driven a RAV4 Hybrid, and we picked this up in Victoria, and then we took it on the ferry to get back here to our usual stomping grounds. And even just driving it for the first, 500 meters to a kilometer, you feel like it feels well put together.
It does, and comfortable. Like, you're gonna find this RAV4 on long road trips to just be super comfortable. We'll get into the seats in a little bit when we do the interior, but acceleration on the highway is good. There's plenty of passing power, and that is because it's a hybrid. It does get louder when you accelerate quickly compared to other hybrids on the market, like the Korean cousins. But overall, I think that Toyota did a pretty good job insulating the cabin.
Well, it is way better than the gas model. So if you go to the dealership and you're thinking, I might try the hybrid, I might get the gas, drive the gas one first. Make sure the radio's off, and then get in the hybrid. It's night and day, and this is so much quieter, more refined, more upscale. This is the best RAV4, is the hybrid, in my opinion.
Maneuverability is great. Turning radius is excellent. You'll find that in the city, it's just a breeze to drive. One big complaint we get from viewers who buy the RAV4 Hybrid.
What is that?
It sounds like a spaceship when backing up. What is that sound, they say? Well, it's all about safety so that pedestrians and bicyclists can hear it coming and going.
Yeah, You have to have something. That's one of the problems when these electric cars sneak up on you and they don't have any sound. So that's the way it drives. It drives like a RAV4. It's a very predictable, reliable, good A to B transportation kind of vehicle. It's not fancy, but a lot of people are down with practical.
Now, the SE and XSE models have a sport tune suspension, and this Woodland Edition model has a TRD off-road tune suspension, and it does a pretty good job eating up those imperfections in the road.
So this one is an offshoot of the XLE model. So you get the XLE or you get the XLE, they build the Woodland off of that trim. So same thing, it's not fancy on the outside. I would say it's pretty handsome though. This one is special. You can't go to the dealer and get the big maple leaf on the hood. Not available. And the stickers down the side. But it's not a bad looking rig, and it's just the right size for many people. What does it get on the outside?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of rugged looking. It's got 8.1 inches of ground clearance and comes standard with LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, 17-inch wheels, available 18-inch, and a temporary spare tire, which is a big deal as many manufacturers are eliminating them. We're riding on 18-inch wheels. If you want to go with a sportier exterior, go for the SE or XSE models with black exterior accents. You'll see on this Woodland Edition model, you've got some black exterior accents and black tailpipes as well as bronze wheels.
Yeah, I'm not loving the bronze wheels. Hey, I get it. They make a lot of trim, so you can find one that you like. I like that one that's in the cavalry blue. That's the one that I like.
Yeah.
There are some features on the outside depending on the trim you get. You can get things like LED projector headlamps, vertical LED accents, and LED fog lamps. So the weak link, in my opinion, is the interior of the RAV4. Ever since this came out, I always thought it had an industrial kind of look. It isn't really warm and cozy feeling on the inside. I'm going to put an image in now, say, of the Kia Sportage interior. Beautiful colors, fancy screens. This could be so much better. It's just basic. It gets the job done. Like we said, it's good A to B, but this is a little bit too much A to B for me, Andrea.
You know what? This is Toyota grade interior. I don't know. You could say it's practical. Maybe it's got a bit of a rugged look to it, but it's just not modern. And when you look at what Honda did with the CR-V, they made that feel a little bit more upscale. And then, of course, the Korean twins as well. This Woodland model has got some chrome accents throughout it. I do like the fact that there's a volume knob. It gets the 8-inch touchscreen in here and a 7-inch driver display, but there is an available 10.5-inch touchscreen and a 12.3-inch digital driver display on the higher trims.
You know what it doesn't have, Andrea, which we applaud Toyota for? There is no shiny hard piano black on the inside of this. Yes, it's a bit industrial looking, but at least they avoided that trap. We're going to talk about the next generation RAV4 coming up in a moment, so make sure you stick around for that.
I do like the traditional shifter in here. There's plenty of storage here as well at the center console, but also here where the wireless charger goes. We don't have it in our test model, and even the door pockets are a pretty good size.
And you also get a parcel little shelf there on or above the glove box.
And the moonroof, you've got a sunshade, so you can close it if you want or open it for brightness. But I think that overall we need to see a change to the interior, hoping for something a little bit more modern in the refresh.
Oh, it'll be more modern, but I think it's going to still have this. I think it's going to be more. Anyway, we're just speculating. So the available features include a panoramic view monitor, an 11-speaker JBL sound system, a wireless charger, heated steering wheel, Softex upholstery, driver's seat memory, ventilated front seats, an 8-way power passenger seat, heated rear seats, a power rear door with kick sensor.
Now, as I said off the top, the seats are super comfortable. There is an available height adjustment if you get a power passenger seat. This Woodland Edition model is all manual, and there is no height adjustment, not a ratchet one that would be nice to have. Although I am finding the seating position pretty good in here.
Yeah, but they have it in other Toyota products. I think it's the Prius, right? We were in my brother's Prius, and it's got a height adjustment. So why can't you just put that in there?
I know. I don't know why. This has got cloth upholstery in here, but as Zach mentioned, available Softex.
On the practicality side, this is really well done. You get a good amount of rear seat legroom and headroom, and once again, it's pretty comfortable. How does it stack up?
Comparing the RAV4 Hybrid to the Honda CR-V Hybrid, the RAV4 has 40.9 inches of front row legroom, which is a little less than the CR-V. Second row legroom at 37.8 inches falls short to the Honda by 3 inches.
And we mentioned this model gets the power liftgate. It has a useful cargo area, and we also mentioned that it comes with a temporary spare tire.
Space behind the second row for the RAV4 is 37.4 cubic feet, and overall cargo space 69.8 cubic feet. Both areas are smaller than the CR-V.
It's question o'clock.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Has this version fixed issues with Cablegate? Do you want to say what Cablegate is first?
Funny, this came up the other night when we picked this car up. We had Vice President of Toyota Canada there and the head of manufacturing, not the head of manufacturing, but one of the top executives. So Cablegate is, there's an orange cable that is susceptible to corrosion, and this popped up out of the province of Quebec, and the drive system basically stopped working. So they have, if it fails, they replace it, and they've changed the part. There's a new part. So moving forward, you can buy this with confidence knowing that they've updated the part.
Yeah, I think it happened in 2023 that they actually redesigned it. So it is not a problem anymore. This 2024 model is good to go. Hybrid versus Prime. That's a really, really good question.
How much money do you have?
First off, I think it really comes to driving habits. The Prime gets 68 kilometers of range, 42 miles.
Which is, by the way, the best in the class, period.
Yeah, I mean, that is good range for a plug-in hybrid. So I think if you're going to get the Prime, I would try and stay with that daily range so that you have a really, really clean drive and you're actually not buying any fuel.
Yeah, but even if you don't, Andrea, you're still averaging down your fuel economy.
Of course you're averaging down your fuel economy, but you're paying a lot more for the Prime. So why bother getting the plug-in hybrid? Just get the hybrid. You can get the top trim RAV4 Hybrid for less than the base price of the Prime. So I really believe because of the price point of the two, it does come down to habits, driving habits.
This is the one you want to get for the most part. The Prime is a unicorn, and if you can get one and you can do what Andrea suggested, then it might be okay. But the reality is, for that money that they charge for the Prime, you can just get the full electric BZ4X. I mean, it's just out of step. The price of it is so high. Yeah. I think this is the one to buy.
The big question, of course, when is the RAV4 refresh coming? Also, I hope Toyota starts making more of these RAV4 hybrids as they are still not readily available anywhere. When vehicles of other brands like Honda and Mazda are sitting with the dealers. Yes, a refresh is coming. We believe it will be the 2026 model RAV4, and it will be arriving in 2025 at some point.
Might have heard something, Andrea, that there is going to be the reveal for it will be in North America. It will not be somewhere else, and then it's going to be made later next year. I suspect it's going to be at the end of the calendar years when, see, because if you look at the cadence, this model that's out now came out in December. And so I would think it's going to be something close to that, end of the year, beginning of 2026.
And we also believe it's going to be exclusively a hybrid or plug-in hybrid, although Toyota has not confirmed that
Andrea,
yet.
I would bet all the money in the bank, all $137 we have in the bank, plus 22 cents, that that this is going to be just sold as a hybrid.
And here's the thing, the gas model is pretty loud, and I would really recommend the hybrid for sure, or the plug-in hybrid.
That's the one to get anyway.
Yeah.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Will Toyota ever start producing the RAV4 Prime at its Cambridge facility?
Well, you can ask Toyota executives to their face all of these questions, and they don't answer you directly. But if you read between the lines, you can kind of decipher that, yes, that is a possibility. One is that they're building a new battery production facility in North America to supply Toyota and Lexus products way more batteries. So if they have the battery production in the US, they could ship those units to Canada.
Yeah, and also the RAV4 we think is just going to be a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. So if they're not producing the gas model there anymore, then maybe there would be space for the plug-in hybrid. So we wait and see, and who knows? It just might happen. It might be all Canadian, eh?
So fuel economy is a big one, the price and more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. The Canadian pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base model starts at just over $39,000 and the top limited is just over $50,000. In the US, the base model starts at just over $31,500 and the top limited is just over $40,000.
Well, you're all here for the fuel economy numbers. 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 6.3 on the highway. That's an amazing 41 miles per gallon in the city, 38 on the highway. The towing capacity is 1,750 pounds. The warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers or 36,000 miles. In the United States, complimentary maintenance is covered for 2 years or 25,000 miles. So you're thinking of a hybrid compact SUV. What else can you choose?
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Honda CR-V Hybrid with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, a combined 204 horsepower, and a starting price of almost $49,500.
The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid with a 1.6-liter turbo 4-cylinder, a combined 226 horsepower, and a starting price of almost $46,000.
The Kia Sportage Hybrid with the same powertrain as the Tucson Hybrid, but a lower starting price of $41,000.
The Ford Escape Hybrid with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, and combined 200 horsepower and a starting price of just over $42,000.
So there are 4 hybrid crossovers for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
I really like how this handles.
I think it's great value in a very expensive auto industry.
You know what? Considering this is such a competitive segment, this interior is looking super dated.
Yeah, they need to update the interior. So there it is. It's the RAV4 Hybrid with the special maple leaf on the hood. What do you think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.